Welcome to the myPerformance overview for fiscal year 2016. This video will provide you with details about performance appraisals this spring, including evaluation criteria, the steps of the process, and training information. But first, let's talk about why we do performance appraisals in the first place. Performance appraisals help employees and supervisors stay on the same page when it comes to what is expected in the position. They also create opportunities to plan ahead for what needs to be accomplished, plus allows time for discussing future career goals and corresponding development activities. myPerformance is the online appraisal tool that each campus in the system uses to conduct annual performance appraisals. It can also be used to track your performance all year round. You may be familiar with myPerformance since it has been used for a few years in parts of the university system. The link to myPerformance is located on your campus's Human Resources website. If you used myPerformance before, you may notice that a few things are different, including shorter forms, more training resources and timeline options, and updated success factors. If you're new to myPerformance, we'll go over the forms, process, and training in detail now. Let's talk about the appraisal forms first. An appraisal form is simply a guide for having a performance conversation. The evaluation criteria on the form varies slightly depending on the employee group you are in. All employees will be evaluated on 7 success factors, the university's competency model. Non-union eligible employees will also be evaluated on 1 additional fill-in-the-blank competency. Let's discuss success factors in more detail. Success factors are how one goes about doing their job and are included on everyone's forms. 7 success factors have been identified for employees system-wide: accountability, collaboration, communication, customer service, diversity and inclusion, judgment, and time management. If you've used myPerformance before, note that these have been updated based on employee feedback. Each success factor is defined the same across all employees, but the behavioral statements for each one differ depending on your employee group. Those groups are referred to as subfunction and are union eligible, support task expert, subject matter professional, management, and leadership. The job you are currently in determines your subfunction. Let's use accountability to look at a couple of examples. Looking at support task expert first, an example title that would fall under this subfunction would be office support assistant. You can see the definition of accountability in blue, followed by 3 behavioral statements. These statements indicate what the accountability success factor looks like for a support task expert. This includes behaviors such as taking responsibility and ownership for tasks, meeting deadlines, and owning individual decisions. Looking at subject matter professional next, an example title for this subfunction would be academic advisor. You can see that the definition of accountability hasn't changed. However, the behavioral statements are slightly different and more tailored to what accountability would look like for someone in a subject matter professional role. These behaviors include possessing full responsibility for objectives, taking initiative to complete work, and actively communicating expectations. For your reference, all of these success factor definitions and behavioral statements are available on your campus's Human Resources website. The last section on the appraisal form for employees is an optional fill-in-the-blank competency. This spot can be used in a variety of ways, including a department or team-wide expectation, a key responsibility, a goal or objective, or nothing at all. It's an optional section. Now that we've discussed the appraisal forms, let's discuss the steps of the appraisal process. While the evaluation criteria differs slightly based on employee group, the steps that each appraisal goes through is the same for all employees. The process kicks off with a self-appraisal, which may or may not be required depending on your department. It is suggested that each employee take advantage of this opportunity to highlight his or her accomplishments. Next, the supervisor writes an appraisal for each assigned employee. The next step, calibration, may or may not occur in your department. When the appraisal is submitted, your supervisor's manager will review and approve the appraisal, after which the supervisor and employee sit down to discuss it. The supervisor then finalizes the appraisal in the myPerformance tool. After that, sign-offs occur. The employee signs off first and can also provide final comments. The appraisal then goes to the supervisor to review the employee's final comments and then to sign off, which completes the process. In reviewing the appraisal process, it's important to note that while performance appraisals may occur once a year, performance management occurs all year round. If you are in a supervisory position, you are expected to provide regular feedback that employees can act on, praise employees for what they accomplish, keep track of your employees' performance. This makes writing an appraisal much simpler, and overall, engage with your employees on a regular basis. There are lots of resources available if you would like to build your skills around performance appraisals and related topics. Training and resources are in a variety of formats, including face-to-face training, tutorials in MyLearn, short YouTube videos, and written materials to help guide you. All resources and information can be found on your campus's Human Resources website. You can also email any questions to myperformance@umsystem.edu. Thank you for watching this fiscal year 2016 overview on myPerformance.